we can't have OP tier 10 cruisers every time they release like G9. We can't have crazy cruisers like that every time.
So I think the tier 8 to 10 or tier 6 is basically the 7 is the runt of the family, and even then it's just a basic cruiser. It's nothing
not even
crazy.
Bad. It's just kind of meh.
It's just kind of meh. But let's actually go over Tech Tree light cruisers. It's got the longest range, so it's a more. I'd actually just say it straight up. It's just a more offensive Worcester.
Worcester should be longer range.
12.86. Yeah. So that's with the mod.
So it's the longest. Yeah, so it's the longest range cruiser.
But you don't have to deal with the god awful suborbital arcs. Not like that. Minnow has a lot shorter range, but definitely is not the same thing. That's not the same shit.
Minnow's a lot more about that close range combat.
Yeah, it's a night fighter, and it's phenomenal. We look at Hindenburg. It has 203s, and this is with the leg mod. Yeah,
like we said.
Huh?
Hindenburg best like you said texture.
Oh yeah, sorry. So Nevsky's not really light cruiser. It really isn't.
Nevsky's AP is about heavy cruiser levels, I'd say.
Yeah. So G9. You have 10.74. You definitely have, I'd say, better torpedoes because you have
far better torpedoes.
Yeah, and you have better arcs and like that. But the guns, like, you're not going to be doing that amount of damage. You're going to take 15 to 30 seconds to kill a DD in a G9, depending on the health and everything.
So G9's just way more maneuverable. Way more maneuverable.
Now, if we just kind of look at it... Huh?
Are there any other texture light cruisers?
No. No, there aren't.
No.
No, but we just look at cruisers in general. It's got,
more range than... Oh, that's not a feat.
Way more. Yeah, that's not a feat. Yeah, no. Way more range than Zhao?
Better than Zhao?
Yeah, better than Zhao.
Giga Rift to Zhao.
Better than Goliath.
We don't talk about Goliath.
Without the leg mod, it's longer than Hindenburg and has way smaller guns. Which, once again, why doesn't the Hindenburg not have long range? Like, this should be rivaling Nevsky Pietro levels. This thing,
more
at
Petro
base,
than
it should.
More Petro than Nevsky. I don't think we need Hindenburg doesn't need 15-kilometer gun range.
No. I think personally, with the leg mod, I think the Hindenburg should have longer range than Petro.
Yeah, it should be about Petro's range.
Henri, it has just a little bit shorter range. Marseille has actually pretty long range.
Marseille's a joke though. That range is a fraud.
Yeah, I know, right? You've got about the same range, 12 no, you have longer range than the Venezia, but the Venezia serves a whole different purpose. So Venezia is a 13-second kill on a DD if you hit most of your guns. So on a DD,
is he better?
Yeah. Golden Liu has shorter range. God damn it.
Golden Lion though. Golden Lions, we don't talk about Golden Lion.
Okay, so let's talk meta then. Let's do a little bit right here.
Meta. Let's bring all this your
No. We're talking about Tech Tree here. We're talking about Tech Tree only. Scroll down. Have a good night. We're just wrapping up on this one. This is just fun. For me, like if we go from worst to best, like let's kind of do that. I think Golden Liu and Marseille are sitting at that tier of why are they so bad? They should be better.
Golden Lion way more than Marseille, though.
Yes.
Marseille's a lot worse than Golden Lion. Marseille's a lot worse than Golden Lion.
Yeah, okay. I don't think Marseille's in a Goliath situation, though.
It's just those guns, man. The reload. The reload is so horrendous. So it doesn't make sense.
Trash. Basically everything about the ship is
I just don't understand how that ship is worse gun reload than Thunder. I don't understand.
Yeah, it is pretty bad.
It's just doesn't justify it.
Petro, without all of the kit, I think is in that same position. Without having the special camo, without having the leg mod, and the commander.
Or Makarov.
Yeah, or even just an APCS commander.
Yeah.
So we have Petro, Marseille, Golden Liu. Golden Liu is a little bit above both of them. At that point, we go up to it. Goliath, definitely playable now. Des Moines, definitely playable. Zhao, definitely playable. Yoda, I want to say...
Des Moines good.
Des Moines needs to be in the right situation. I actually almost want to mark it as niche now. Like, it's just what it does. It's really good.
The advantage whenever you're really, you just kind of sit down and you just farm.
Yeah.
Just sit down and all shows.
That is the one advantage in Des Moines. You just sit down and you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
You're not a Petro. That's a reinforced
When you are looking at the meta, when you're looking at the meta, I want to put the Yoda at not meta but competitive, like low competitive.
I can see that.
And that's not
Wait, significantly higher than Zhao. In the meta.
Zhao is niche. Zhao is a torpedo boat at tier 10. Like that is a super heavy torpedo boat because you run the leg mod, you run concealment,
Yes.
you run the camo, and you make it a DD at tier 10. That's why I think I want to put Tanaka on it. Yeah, I want to put Tanaka. Yeah. That's why I was like, it's not the same. It's not the same. Goliath, I'd actually probably put Goliath in the exact same way as Yoda if you have a legendary commander for it.
If you have Jellicoe.
Yeah. Hindenburg, if you can pimp it out, it's pretty good, but unfortunately you have to pimp it out, just like Pietro, though it is, I'd say, way better than Pietro.
No, in a meta conversation, though, most people already have stuff pimped out. They're gonna go for a meta ship.
Yeah, which meta? Let's talk meta. What is meta for tech tree ships? I'd say Genon.
Oh yeah,
Genon and Minnow.
for sure. Genon, Minnow. Worcester. The only
Worcester.
reason Worcester is for the support those skills, not for like the ship itself, for the skills.
Yep. I was gonna say Worcester, but I'd almost now say that just because of Genon, I kind of almost want to say Genon and Minnow have kind of pushed it out, where it's like high competitive, low meta, just because Worcester.
Genon does lack the support skills, so that is the one thing it doesn't bring. It doesn't bring like radar or hydros, so that is the one thing Worcester. Yeah, that's the one thing Worcester has over every cruiser, is that it has, the guns can't really hit stuff at range, but if you're next to your team, you can get pretty much perma-spot everything with you.
Yep, that is true. I'd say Nevsky's competitive. It's pretty good. Hindenburg and Nevsky are both, I'd say, in a fairly close race to each other when they're not pimped out.
Well, I mean, Hindenburg's there if you have hands.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would say Hindenburg over Nevsky. Even though Nevsky has one charge of range.
Yeah.
I still think Hindenburg needs a range buff. But...
It's a long range charge.
Let me actually turn that down because I can barely hear you. Venezia, of course, is niche to competitive depending on the situation. You could do that, yeah, but depending on the situation.
I'm not gonna get into a Venezia Regola situation, but I'm just saying.
I'm
gonna keep it for later. All I'm saying, Venezia is.
See, I could actually see Venezia versus Hindenburg conversation more. Particularly talking about that.
That I've always seen. That I've always seen. I will say that.
That's a much better. Where it's just
since the end of time.
I want to say, and this is just kind of me thinking, just kind of overall. I want to say Yodo is probably the overall, without any support, best tech tree cruiser you can get. Best overall. It just does everything.
Without support?
Yeah, without support. I mean, because with support, that's Nevsky.
Without support,
it's Nevsky or Hindenburg.
Without support, though, you're competing with Genon without support. So I don't know.
I think that's too high risk, high reward.
I'd rather have a ship that can bitch slap everything.
Not wrong. I would just say if you had to give this to the average everyday player, in my opinion, they'd do better in Yoda than Genon.
Yeah, Yoda would.
Yeah, that's where I was going off. I was going off of like the 52% win rate player. I think Yodo is by far the most average. And it's not a bad average, because it has the torpedoes and the guns really to do pretty decent damage.
Let's just say it
has air defense alert if you hate carriers.
Although
that's true.
The one
that's
thing
true.
that will for the average player is the mobility. If you're not good at being self-aware, you will not be enjoying a good time. You will not having a good. Even at long range, you need to be very self-aware.
Oh yeah, and
you have no mobility.
Yodo is basic, which is not bad. I'd argue Hindenburg is also basic, but there's sometimes where it's just
there's so much more Hindenburg can do.
It's back to the Hindenburg conversation slide.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. I think I'm biased against the Hindenburg. I just don't think it's as good as people make it out to be.
Can't argue against that space camo.
That's space camo. So though I will say Des Moines space camo is that's
nah, Z52 over
Des Moines. Space camo.
The Z52 over Des Moines space camo.
Nah, okay. Wait, which one does this? Oh yeah, this one does dispersion.
Yeah, that's actually the better one for Des Moines.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. But yeah, no, I think Yodo fits a good light cruiser for just about everyone. That's a kind of how I want to put it.
Is it a light cruiser though?
It is.
Gun wise, yes.
Cruiser, but look at the concealment between Yodo and Zhao.
Yeah, it's like I mean,
7.14 versus 7.79.
Even if you didn't have leg mod, it's still there's still a difference.
Yeah.
It's kind of stealthy, but one carries enough.
Yeah, but
everyone. Long range.
I think this. Yeah, it's definitely a long range. It's a long range. It's a burn. It burns people down. It's not big.
You stay a long range, and you turn yourself into a cruiser version of Harguma
or Tokusai.